By now, it is no secret that trading card games have always held a special place in my heart. In this series, Raikourider and myself will be opening 24 packs or one box of a core Yu-Gi-Oh set. We will continue to open a set in chronological order week after week. We will use these cards to construct a deck and then face off against each other in a best 2 out of 3 match. Each match will have 3 prizes up for grabs, with 2 prizes going to the winner and 1 going to the loser. These prizes can range from individual wildcards, to starter or structure decks, to sealed booster packs, or even event cards that were only handed out at select tournaments. However, we cannot rest on our laurels. Between the ever-evolving nature of the Forbidden and Limited list, the cards that we ourselves choose to remove from the game, and the way that the game itself changes throughout the years, all of our matches will increase in complexity and also remain fresh. This is yet another Yu-Gi-Oh! Progression series. Okay, so as it turns out, maybe Exodia is not the right answer. Good to know. But, with that being said, this is the next episode. This is Order of Chaos. This set introduced itself in January of 2012, and this set is notable for introducing the Inzektor archetype, a group of insect monsters that have the effect of equipping themselves to other Inzektors, and usually detaching them from each other in order to get certain effects off. It is a very popular archetype and a very powerful one at that. So hopefully we can see how that fares. So starting at the bottom in the comments, we really don't see too much overall that's like incredibly notable. We see some of the more useful ones like Inzektor Centipede. We see some of them in the Elemental Ninjas, which are actually kind of an interesting archetype on their own. And scrolling further down, honestly, that doesn't seem... It seems like that's roughly about it. One of the big ones to pay attention to, though, can be this one. Interplanetary Purpley Thorny Dragon. It is a mouthful of a card. However, it has the effect that if you control a monster and it's destroyed by battle or a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can summon this card straight from your hand. Which, a level 5, 2200 attack monster that you could just summon as soon as one of your guys gets popped, that's actually a pretty solid effect. So, we definitely want to see that if possible. And then, I mean, again, most of them are just here in case of the other like in case we hit enough of the archetype to really matter. And then, into the rares, here we see a few more of the important cards. Inzektor Dragonfly is one of the key pieces to the Inzektor core. We see Photon Thrasher, which is actually a pretty decent card too. It can be special summoned when you control no monsters, so it's kind of like a Sidra. And it can't attack if you have another monster, which is a bit of a downside, but it helps you get a rank 4 on the field pretty quickly. Now granted, I don't believe we actually have a rank 4, but still, good to keep in mind. And we also see Inzektor Hopper, which is also a useful card for the Inzektor archetype. Once per turn, you can equip an Inzektor from your hand or graveyard to him. And while it's equipped, this monster's level is increased by 4. And whenever you have this equipped to a monster, you can send it to the grave, and that monster can attack your opponent directly. And honestly, that's the key thing about the Inzektors. They each have effects that work when they are equipped to a different monster, and most of them have the effect of allowing you to equip another Inzektor to them. So, definitely a fun archetype to pay attention to. Another interesting thing this set has in it are a couple of the Dark Synchro monsters. For example, we have Dark Flat Top here, which was Greiger's Dark Synchro monster from the anime. It requires a Dark Tuner and 1 or more non-tuner machines. It has the effect that you could summon a Reactor monster or Flying Fortress Skyfire from your graveyard. However, this card is infamous because it has one of the most confusing rulings to it. Specifically, you cannot actually summon the Flying Fortress Skyfire if it's in your graveyard, unless you already summoned it correctly, because this effect does not allow you to bypass the mechanics of summoning a monster. Konami really needs to learn how to work on their wording better. Scrolling up into the super rares, we see two very important ones. Inzektor Hornet is the key to the Inzektor archetype, which it gives the monster that this card is equipped to a level increase of 3. It also gets an extra attack and defense boost of this card's stats, and when it's equipped to a monster, you could send this card to the grave to target a card on the field and destroy it. This effect is not once per turn, so if you could get Hornet equipped to a bunch of monsters, you could basically pop the field pretty easily, and it's really useful. And then the other big monster is actually this one, Blade Armor Ninja. It requires 2 level 4 warriors, but it lets you detach a material once per turn to target a ninja you control. That monster can attack twice during the battle phase. Funny enough, Blade Armor Ninja can work on his own effect. Now, we don't have enough to work with it right now, but this actually can work as a great support card for the 6 Samurai archetype. So that's something to pay attention to for later as well. Scrolling down into the Ultra and Ultimate rares, we see Inzektor Gigamantis, which is actually a pretty strong card for the Inzektors as well. We see the Inzektor Sword Sectaliber. It gives an equipped Inzektor monster 800 attack and defense, and when this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target an Inzektor and add it to your hand, which is pretty good. And then we see, honestly, we see a good number of other Xyz monsters that are kind of nice. However, for the most part, we're probably not going to make much use of them. At least not right now. And then finally, looking at the secret rares. Honestly, there isn't really anything too spectacular here. Inzektor Exabeetle is kind of a nice card. It requires 2 level 6 monsters. But thanks to the Inzektors bumping levels of their equipped monsters, that kind of makes that easier. You could target a monster in either player's graveyard, equip that target to this monster. This monster gains attack and defense equal to half the original attack and defense of the monster that got equipped. And then you could detach a material to select a card face up on the field, on both sides of the field, send them to the graveyard. That actually allows you to bypass a lot of protection. So overall, there's quite some important cards here. And if we can get a few of these good ones, that's going to be really helpful. But before we get into that, we do have to discuss Turbo Pack 7, which is now available to us instead of Turbo Pack 6. And to put it long and short, realistically, the rares and commons are not really important. Pretty much all of these we already own, except for the Dark Horse, Lightning Warrior, and maybe Gear Town, which were hollows in their own right. But everything else was already a common or a rare to begin with, so it's no big deal. Super rare is pretty much the same thing. Grandmaster Sasuke might be kind of nice if we could pull that, but I feel like we're kind of at the point where it's lost its utility, or at least most of it. The ultra rare is Book of Moon, but we've already got 3 of this. And then the ultimate rare is Ally of Justice Catastor, which actually is pretty much the one important card out of the set that we'd like to see. But we have to pull 3 packs of this, so let's see what happens. First pack. And we see a Primal Seed, which I believe we already have a playset of. A Serpent Knight Dragon, which is kind of neat, but not useful anymore. And a Blackwing Sirocco the Dawn. Admittedly, normally I would have to respin and pay attention to that slot just to replace it. But realistically speaking, the commons are so unimportant here that overall I don't really care. So I'm not going to bother with that. Second pack. We hit a Seiyaru, a Serpent Knight Dragon, and a copy of Gear Town, which is kind of neat. Unfortunately, we don't have the Ancient Gear Golems or anything like that to really make use of Gear Town, but that's whatever. And for our final pack, yeah, pretty much the same garbage as before. Another Sirocco that doesn't matter, another Seiyaru, and a big evolution pill, which we don't have dinosaurs, so it's whatever. But we're going to go into the pack opening and see what happens. Okay, so 24 packs of Order of Chaos. What do we want to see? 3 Centipede, 3 Ant, 2 or 3 Dragonfly, and at least 1 Hornet. So let's flip the first pack, and right off the bat, we see none of that. Yikes. Ooh, second pack we get an ultra rare Twin Photon Lizard. And honestly, it's not all that spectacular. Requires 2 photon monsters, and then it could just tribute it to special summon the materials from the grave. It's interesting, but it's not amazing. Inzektors Centipede, though, is a good card to see. Okay, we hit another super rare, Armor Ninjutsu Art of Alchemy. If you control a ninjutsu art card, destroy as many other ninjutsu art cards you control as possible, then draw 2. Yeah, that's not really a good card. That really isn't. At best, you're going neutral. At worst, you're minusing. That's not very good. Okay, we see another Inzektor Giga Weevil and a Dark Flat Top. That's pretty good. So we see Ninjutsu Art of Freezing. I have to look and see. Does this actually have an effect if it's destroyed? No. Okay. So yeah, that other card has absolutely no real benefit. Okay, we see an Inzektor Hopper. That's pretty decent. And we also see an Evo Force Super Rare. But if I remember correctly, yep. Tribute an evil tile monster to summon an evil Sar from the deck, and it's really not a great card. Not at all. And there's another Armor Ninjutsu Art of Alchemy. That's a problem, because, like I said, most of the fact that it requires you to go neutral at best sucks, and now we got 2 for an archetype that we're probably never going to use. And another Twin Photon Lizard. Are you fucking kidding me? And nothing else in the pack either. God, this set sucks. And we don't even have anything in here to make up for it either. Okay, that's our second Inzektor Ant. But we still need to see another Centipede. And we need to see at least 1 Dragonfly. And preferably a Hornet. That's not what we wanted to fucking see! A wind-up shark? Oh, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, the shark isn't the worst thing. But still. Actually, this is, as funny as it is, this is actually one of the better wind-ups, just because the effect is once per turn and not once while it's face up on the field. But, I mean, even still, it's just... ugh. And we're still not seeing anything else either. Okay, so we have 3 packs left to go, and quite frankly, this set has been a massive disappointment for us. We have only seen 2 Centipede, 2 Ant, I think 2 or 3 Giga Weevil, but we only really need 1. We have not seen Dragonfly, we have not seen Hornet, we have not seen Excalibur, and we've seen like 5 or 6 hollows that are kind of useless to us. So hopefully these last 3 packs will actually have something for us. Let's flip it. And no, nothing. Okay. Second to last pack. Another Inzektor Ant, so I guess that's something, but... okay, so last pack. Any hope? Doesn't look like it. Yep, nope. This pack sucks ass. Okay. So... yeah, we're just gonna have to see what we could come up with. Thankfully, I'm not too bummed. I'm not bummed necessarily that we didn't pull the Inzektor stuff, specifically because I have other decks that I could work with, but still bites to see that we can't make use of this. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Let's get to... alright, so here's the deck we're bringing for tonight's duel, and I gotta say, I can't believe I have to bust this out, but if you can't beat him, join him. So this is Raikourider. And I don't even know at this point. Let's just go through the quick card by card. So we have one copy of Shinkuro. Unfortunately, we don't have multiple copies of this card, which kind of bites, but one copy is enough, I feel like. We have 3 copies of Ninishi. This is going to be helpful for machine duplication as well as getting that extra summon, plus it's a tuner. We have 1 copy of Inashichi. We have 2 copies of Nanashik, 3 copies of Quick, 3 copies of Nishipachi, 3 copies of Zaizan, 2 Maxi, 1 Sangan, and 1 Witch. For our spells, we have 1 Dark Hole, 1 Karakuri Anatomy. I wish we had more of this, but oh well. 3 Karakuri Cash, 3 copies of Karakuri Gold Dust, 1 copy of Limiter Removal, 3 copies of Machine Duplication, 3 copies of Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Pot of Greed, and 1 Forceful Sentry. Our trap lineup, kinda thin. 3 Karakuri Trick House. Whenever a battle position of a face-up Karakuri you control is changed, you get to target a card on the field and destroy it. And 3 copies of Threatening Roar. Now, to be entirely honest, Threatening Roar is here specifically in case Rai gets off to the races and creates a board that we cannot deal with for that turn. This will at least protect us from getting killed off. For our side deck, we have 2 copies of Cyber Dragon, 1 Glow Up Bulb, 1 Plague Spreader Zombie, 1 Thunder King Ryo, 1 Super Polymerization. The goal here is basically so that way, if Rai is going to run Karakuri again, then we can make use of Cyber Dragon and any of his Karakuris, or hell, if he already has a Cyber Dragon out, we can use Super Poly, use his monsters to create our Chimera Tech Over Dragon, and he can't really do anything about it. 3 copies of System Down, once again in case he's running it, because it only impacts the opponent's side of the field. 2 copies of Magic Cylinder, 1 Ring of Destruction, 1 Scrap Iron Scarecrow, our newly earned Solemn Warning, and Starlight Road. For our extra deck, we have 1 Chimera Tech Over Dragon, 1 Ancient Fairy Dragon, 1 Armory Arm, Black Rose Dragon, Colossal Fighter, Goyo Guardian, 1 copy of Karakuri Shogun Beret, 1 copy of Karakuri Steel Shogun Beredo, 1 Red Dragon Archfiend, 1 Scrap Dragon, Triple Stardust Dragon, 1 Thought Ruler Archfiend, and our Leviathan Dragon. So, guys, this is going to be an interesting matchup. If you want a more in-depth explanation of this deck, honestly, I'd say go check out the last couple of episodes on Rai's side. He'll probably explain it a lot better than I ever could. So, but with that being said, let's see what happens. It's time to high-five the sky. Alright, well, let's see if I can bring some order into this chaotic match, because my losing streak is going nuts.
It is. We're up to 5. We're up to 5 now for effective, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared of the Inzektor core, because that deck is crazy.
Yeah, Inzektors are, again, it's an archetype that's a bit difficult to pilot, but if you know what you're doing, it's a terrifying concept.
It is, and it only requires 1 super rare.
Yep.
And the rest of the archetype is low rarity.
Ooh, boy, that's not a good start for me.
That is a very good start for me. I will elect to go first, because we are still first turn draw. Good luck, duelist.
Good luck.
Alright, draw for turn. Standby phase. Main phase, I'll start with Pot of Greed.
Alright, Pot of Greed's good.
I'll take a couple. Then I am going to... This is actually kind of an awkward hand. I am going to set a pair and pass the turn.
Ooh, alright, draw. Standby main. Well, let's get a little info. Let's see what you got.
Is it any surprise that I'm still on this?
Not at all. Jeez, this is interesting. Yeah,
this is kind of a cracked hand, I'm not gonna lie.
It really is. So you have... Let's see, no matter what I do, you're gonna have a tuner. Okay.
Depending on what's in your hand, there is an argument for taking any of these cards.
True.
Because all these cards are good.
I think my best choice would be to get rid of the Ninishi, just for the reason of getting that extra normal summon.
Ninishi back to deck. That is absolutely a-okay.
Alright. And then I'm going to do a humble T-set and pass just like you.
End step and then a space to back row.
Shit. Alright, that was my threatening roar.
Still on this, huh? Alright, draw for turn. Standby phase, main phase. We'll go Nishipachi. Nishipachi effect. Target your set.
Well, you flipped over my Shinkuro.
You're on this nonsense now, too? Lovely. Absolutely lovely. So, this is going to be fun. Fun for the whole family.
Yep.
Dupe.
Oh god, yeah, that's good.
I'll go grab a couple more.
Dupe
I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to bother using the effects because it's just going to be me being a DJ with one of my monsters.
Right.
I'm going to flip Nisamu.
Yeesh.
Synchro. For Bure effect.
Okay.
Grab a Nanashik from deck.
Alright.
Synchro. Oh, that's not the correct deck to search. But I am going to be going back in there because I'm just going to make Burrito. Burrito thing.
Yep.
Get a... I actually need to figure out what I want to go into with this. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna get another, where's my other Nanashik? Here it is. Yeah, second Nanashik.
Alright.
Synchro. Scrap.
Yep.
Set of back row. Effective scrap. Target. My set.
No.
This is why machine duplication is stupid! And we've had some fast games before.
Fuck Karakuri, man.
There's gonna be something to get that gets banned out of this deck very soon, I can already tell.
Alright. Draw. Stand by main. Oh, God. What do I even want to do here?
I swear, Karakuri is gonna wind up being the Black Wings of Progression Series.
It is. God. Okay, let me think here. Okay. Let's, do I even have an answer to this? No, I don't. I'm just gonna set a monster and pass.
Draw for turn. Standby phase. Main phase. Let's go Queek.
Okay.
Battle.
Alright.
Try to hit.
My Witch of the Black Forest. Let's see.
So, a couple things are going to happen. Queek should be Chainlink 1, and Witch should be Chainlink 2.
Right. I mean, granted, Queek's not really going to do anything.
Right.
But
yeah, you have Witch.
God, as much as I really don't...
You're gonna get Max C.
I'm honestly tempted. I'm not gonna lie. But... the problem is that I'm relying on top decking something to try to get me out of what I'm assuming is going to be hell. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna get myself a copy of Queek.
That is A-okay. Main 2, I'm gonna set one.
Alright.
Go.
Alright. Draw. Standby main. Oh, that's something. Okay. Let's see. What could be your face down card is the big question. Okay. First, I'm going to summon out my Raikourider Nanishi.
That is a Nanishi, that's fine.
I am going to... So I'm going to use its effect to summon out my Queek.
Okay. Well, you can make a 7.
Let's see where the bullshit lies on this side. Any response to this?
No, that's fine. I just did this to you last game. You're gonna do this right back to me now.
I swear, if you would have had Solemn, I would have been pissed.
No, it's not Solemn.
Alright. So...
Alright, yeah, I did this to you in the first game. You're gonna do this right back to me. I know this line very well. I've been playing Raikourider for a while.
So I'll bring out my own Beret.
Beret. Yeah, Beret's fine.
Which will bring out my Nanashik.
Yep. Yeah, I know this combo line very well.
And I will bring out my own Burrito.
Yup. Yeah, you're not playing Raikourider if you don't have, like, multiples of Beret and Burrito.
I will bring out... Wait. Okay, good. I did not side him out. My other Nanashik.
And then you make an 8.
I am going to be smart and safe and bring out my Stardust.
Sure, that's fine.
Let's see. 28, 26. That's 54, 74. That puts me 100. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna activate System Down.
That's gross.
Get that shit out of here.
That's gone, sure.
Alright. And I know Gores is not a threat, but Stardust in first.
I'm gonna E-Telly.
Okay.
Where did you go? There you are. Would you like to redeclare?
Yes, I am.
I'm assuming you're attacking with all 3, so I'm just gonna negate them all.
Okay. Main phase 2. I'm gonna use the effect of Beret, switch Krebons to defense.
You get to...
Alright. And then I'm going to pass the turn.
Really interesting that you did that. I'm gonna draw for turn. Are you kidding me? Standby main. How do I go about this is the question. That was such a terrible top deck. Oh yes, Krebons is banished.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I completely forgot that E-Telly banishes at the end of the turn.
Thinking. I have to find a line that actually answers this board. I'm not super happy with the line that I have to take here. I think this is my best bet. Nishi-Pachi. Nishi-Pachi effect, target Stardust.
Okay. So that to defense.
Dupe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's only one because I drew the other one for turn.
Ouch.
Target... Yeah, Nishi-Pachi effect. I really hate to give you a card, but I'm actually going to put your Burrito to defensive position.
Alright. And effect goes off.
I'm going to pre-mat.
Pre-mat? Wait, you can't.
Oh shoot, I don't have it in my graveyard. That got banished. My bad.
I was about to say, what?
I completely forgot that the Kuik got banished. Yeah, I'm very dead.
Whew. Alright, first game 3 in a while.
Of all the things I was expecting to play tonight, it wasn't a mirror match.
I figured if you can't beat them, join them.
The parts for this deck are not easy to get either. Standby main.
Oh no.
Let's go for a Kuik. Cash.
Okay.
And then we'll grab ourselves a Nishi to hand. Then I'm gonna set a pair. Go.
Alright. Draw. Standby main. Let's see. Well, great minds think alike, I guess. I'll run out of Queek.
Sure, Queek is fine.
I'll activate Cash.
In response to Cash, I am going to... I need to actually check something.
Okay.
Okay, Cash results.
Alright, so I get to add... I will add a... Nanishi of my own. And Queek will switch to defense.
Sure.
Then... I will... set 3 cards face down.
Gross.
And end my turn.
Draw for turn. Standby main. Well, this is going to get complicated real quick. Do I really just go all in here? No, not yet. I'm going to switch Queek to attack.
Okay.
Battle?
Let me think. I'm gonna Threatening Roar.
That's fine. Main 2, I'm gonna set a monster.
Okay.
And I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay. Draw. Standby, main. This may seem like an interesting choice. I'm gonna switch Queek to attack mode and activate Karakuri Trick House.
Oh, that's a card. What are you targeting with Trick House?
I'm going to target this card.
Yikes, that was my Torrential.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I was trying to disguise that I had... the whole reason I set the monster face down is because I was trying to disguise the Torrential.
Let's see.
Because if I did it normal, it would make it it would make it really obvious that I had TT.
Right. Okay. That helps with one issue. The question now becomes a matter of how do I handle this field? The fact that you have 3 cards in hand makes this a little tougher for me. Alright, I'm gonna summon out my Nanishi. Any response?
Nanishi's fine.
Alright. Let's blow up the board.
Black Rose, huh?
Also, in fairness, this was supposed to be an attack, but I misclicked it.
I'm actually going to, in response to Black Rose, I'm gonna Compulse my Queek.
Okay. So Queek goes back, and your other card goes boom boom.
Yeah, that was the Ninishi.
Okay, good to know. And with my extra normal summon, I will summon out my Nishipachi.
Yep, which will get changed to defense immediately.
Yep. And pass the turn, because I'd rather not leave myself completely empty clearing out your board.
Draw for turn. Standby main. Oh, well, this is kind of frustrating. Boo. It's really frustrating that I'm gonna have to do this post-combat, but whatever. Queek.
Alright.
Let's go to battle.
Okay.
Queek over Nishipachi.
Alright, that's gone.
I have to special summon my Ninishi first, of course.
In response to Queek's effect.
Oh, do you have, Maxi?
Yes, I do.
Sure. You can draw off Maxi, that's fine.
You want to go whole hog now?
Not really. Not really. Go ahead.
Alright. Draw. Standby main.
Good old Maxi.
Ooh, that's actually not a bad draw.
Maxi stays at 3 for a while, too.
It does.
So you're gonna get a lot of mileage out of that.
Okay, how do I want to go about this specifically? Ooh, I can actually do that. Alright, I'm gonna start by summoning up my Queek.
Sure.
Battle.
You can have a Queek.
I will slam into your Queek, which will go to defense.
Yep.
I will get to bring out my Ninishi.
Yep.
Main phase 2.
Make Bure, probably.
I will make Bure.
Although it's not as bad because you don't have a million tuners.
True. Let's see. The question is, which one do I want to... I think I'll just bring out another Queek.
Sure.
And then I'm going to system down.
Sure. The monster in my graveyard gets banished also.
Right. And
that's actually very relevant. Draw for turn. Standby main.
I hate specific side decking like that, but it's come in handy.
You have to. Nishipachi put Bure to defense. Dupe.
Okay.
Happened again, by the way.
Oh, really? That sucks.
I guess I'll put the Queek to defense too, why not? Overlay.
Alright.
Remember that tin?
Uh-huh.
I'll detach to put it to 25.
Okay.
Go to battle, walk over the Bure.
If only Bure had the effect of switching its mode.
Main 2, I'm going to set an additional back row.
Okay.
Then I'll pass.
Draw. Standby main. I'm going to just set a card and pass.
Draw for turn. Standby phase, main phase. Queek.
Okay.
Go to battle.
Alright.
Hit.
So, this is going to go into attack mode.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And I will limit a removal.
That's pretty good. I'll take 17.
Which means I also get to bring a monster back again.
You do.
So I will bring back my Nishipachi. And set him.
This is neat. That's neat.
Personally, I was hoping you would have rammed Leviathan into him just for the sake of damage. But, because at least then I would have either forced you to detach one, and you would have taken damage, but, oh well.
Main 2, since I have not manually changed Leviathan Dragon's battle position yet, I'm just going to put it back to attack position.
Okay.
Then I'm going to pass the turn and all your monsters die.
Only Queek.
Why only Queek?
Because only the monster's affected.
Right, that card got eroded. It used to destroy all machine-type monsters that...
Yeah, they eroded it pretty quickly after release, because that was what they were intending.
But you have a Nishipachi.
Alright. So, now I need to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do here.
Very low resource game.
Let's see.
As quick as those first 2 games are, this third game's actually been good.
It has been. Let me see. I only have one realistic option, and I'm not exactly thrilled by it. I'm going to run out my Saison.
Oh, you have a Saison. That's sick. I'm jealous.
And
this Black Rose?
It's not Black Rose. I'm walling up.
Oh, AFD. Yeah, AFD is pretty good. Draw for turn. Standby phase, main phase. Unfortunately for you, I can out the AFD. I have the Nishipachi.
Wait,
so I'm gonna put AFD.
Oh!
I'm gonna put
Oh,
AFD
I
attack.
can't actually do that. Hold up.
Oh, you can't?
Saison's a tuner too.
Oh, they're both tuners.
Ah, hell.
Okay.
Okay, so...
let's rewind. I did not realize that Saison was also a tuner.
I did not either. Our little peanut gallery has come in handy for us here.
A little bit, yeah.
And saved us a bit of editing down the road.
It did.
Okay.
I do have a Queek, though.
Yeah. Well, shit.
Battle Leviathan over Saison.
Which will switch to defense.
And then Queek over Nishipachi.
Which goes to attack, and even with the 800 attack boost, I still take 4.
Correct. Quake effect. Probably just grab Nishipachi. Nishipachi effect, put it to attack. 5.
Alright.
Wait, I can't do that. That has to be oh no, it does work, because it's summoned in defense, so then it switches to attack. Main 2, I'm going to Synchro. For Beret effect.
Hey.
I'm just gonna go for as much damage as I can here next turn. So I am gonna just threaten lethal here. Then I'm going to set an additional back row and pass.
Alright. Draw. And unfortunately, that's not enough. Because I hit MST.
That third game was good.
Yeah, that actually worked a little better than I thought.
Both my cards were bluffs. Karakuri doesn't actually play that much back row. I brought in a ton of stuff for you, by the way. So a really cool side deck card that I had against spammy stuff. Oh yeah, I figured as much. So I actually had some pretty cool tech against the really spammy stuff, like when you tried to go into machine duplication and bring out your first synchro monster. I actually had 2 copies of Needle Sealing in my side deck.
Oh, interesting. That's actually a good side deck card.
I've had Needle Sealing in my side deck for a while against stuff like Blackwing that gets really spammy, but this was a good thing to bring in. It would have wound up being good against Karakuri, but I never saw it. This deck is... I don't think this deck is going to be as good without machine duplication. It's certainly nowhere near as explosive, just because putting 3 tuners on the board can just OTK out of nowhere, as we saw in the first game.
Oh yeah, especially when you consider 2 of the boss monsters just give you the non-tuner to get it out anyway.
Now, just imagine playing this in Constructed when you have 3 Burrito and 3 Beret in your deck, and you can trigger Burrito multiple times.
Yep.
Like you can trigger multiple Burritos off of changing the battle position of anything, so draw multiple cards and then synchro. It's absolutely insane what that can do.
Right. So, fun detail. I actually have a card. I actually sided in a Cyber Dragon. I had 2 in my side deck, and
do you have Super Poly?
Yeah, unfortunately, it turns out I don't actually have an Overload Fusion.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
So, in order to go the Chimera Tech route, I have to rely on Super Poly to essentially make it work.
That's really good tech for the mirror specifically, because I can't negate Super Poly.
Right.
Spell Speed 4! But either way,
I'll be honest, this pack in general was garbage. Like, I hit like 2 Twin Photon Lizard, and that was probably about it in terms of highlights, which I'm never going to use those.
I think the best card I got, I did not get an Inzektor core, but the best card I got an Inzektor Exabeetle. This deck doesn't have a way to make it, which is why it wasn't in here, but I did get an Exabeetle. That's probably the coolest card I pulled.
See, let's see. I didn't get an Inzektor core. I got no Dragonfly, no Hornet. I got, let's see. I think I had 2 Centipede, and that's pretty much it. Like, I did not get jack for the core.
So I think in games 2 and 3, I drew a second copy of the card that I wanted to machine duplication.
That's honestly hilarious, just because of the fact that it's like Machine Dupe does so well, but if you draw one of the 2 cards left, it basically just makes you go neutral, which, I mean, it's still not bad, but...
No, that's fine, because you can usually extend enough with this deck to be able to... I mean, you saw what we did to each other in the first 2 games.
Right.
But I get the feeling that something is going to get hit out of this deck very soon.
Oh, definitely. Because, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm enjoying trying it out myself. But at the same time, yeah, it's definitely not working out as well. Which is honestly funny. You would think that, given the fact that we both have the same number of Beret, the same number of Burrito, the same number of Leviathan Dragon, like basically the same boss monsters, you would think I would have somewhat of an advantage just because of my 2 Max C, but that really hasn't been the case at all. Also, I did learn one very annoying detail about Max C as well. It doesn't actually work as well on Machine Dupe as you would think.
Correct. Because if you activate Machine Duplication in response to, or if you activate Max C in response to Machine Duplication, and they summon 2 monsters, you only get 1 card because it's per summon.
Yep. Which is kind of disappointing. I mean, granted, it's still a good card. It still goes neutral, but
fuck Max C.
So what happens if I end up pulling another wild card and pick a 3rd one?
Then you get very sad when it gets limited.
Good point. I mean, it gets limited in like 4 years, so then again, knowing you, it'll probably get banned by the time we hit Dragon Ruler just to avoid that headache.
I think call me crazy, but I actually think there are a lot more cards on my radar to ban that are more important than Max C.
Honestly, I could kind of see it.
Because I think I just need to be patient and let Max C be a one-of, because my bans are a lot more precious than yours, considering that if something doesn't get hit out of Raikourider or some other deck soon, I might not get any bans this half arc.
That's true, because we only have, what, 3 or 4 episodes left, I want to say, before we hit the next ban wave, and so far you're 3-0 on me, so, for this set.
Yeah, this deck's been a monster.
So, we'll definitely have to see, but so that's 2 spins on the catch-up wheel now? Because that's
correct,
6 losses?
Because this is a 6 streak effective.
Alright, well, let's see what happens. I'm actually surprised I haven't hit a ban on the catch-up wheel lately. Well, that did not work as I had hoped. Though, the fact that we actually made it to Game 3 is an improvement, so I can't be too upset there. But here we are again at the catch-up wheel, and we get 2 spins, so I don't know. Let's spin the first one and see what happens. I'll take almost anything except for the Mega Packs at this point, or the Gold Series. Okay, good. Now we need to make a decision, because I am tempted on 1 card, but I need to think about whether or not it's worth it. Okay, yeah, honestly, as much as I thought about it, and I would have liked something else, the fact is, I feel like Machine Duplication needs to go. It sucks because we have 3 copies of it too, but if I ban literally anything else out of the deck, then it doesn't really slow this thing down. So, we're gonna go with that. And then, we have to go and spin 1 more time, and let's see what we hit. Now, preferably, I would prefer not to hit a ban again. Wildcard Super Rare. Okay. I'm gonna have to think about that one. Okay, so after deliberating on what I have as options, because we can go back as far as the Shining Darkness for our Super Rare, I decided that we're going to go ahead and pick up the 3rd copy of Legendary 6 Samurai Kizan. Now, the reason for this is twofold. The first is that, since we already have 2 copies, a 3rd isn't necessarily the best, but we still have a few chances to pick up a few specific cards to help out. And on top of that, Kizan in general is a good card, And the other issue is the fact that really most of the super rares available to us kind of suck. So I'd rather pick up the third copy of a card that is still useful in that sense, rather than pick up pretty much any random super rare that isn't going to do us any good. So, next episode, we are in Galactic Overlord, and, well, seeing as how Machine Dupe is now banned, that means that he's actually going to have to find some other way to screw with us, so hopefully we can find a way out of it. But until then, we will catch you guys next time. Have a great night.